Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video in Azure Data Factory series. So today we are going to see how we can able to move our Excel files from Azure Data Lake Gen2 to the Azure Blob Storage using the Azure Data Factory pipelines, and we are going to use the copy activity to perform the data integration. So we are going to use user assigned managed identity for the authentication to connect the linked service to the blob storage. So in our previous videos we have learned about how we can able to authenticate our blob storage using access keys and system assigned managed identity authentication. So if you haven't seen the videos of this series, I highly recommend you to watch all the videos regarding the integration runtime, link to service and datasets, so you can understand this video series better. So let us get into the video. So let me give a quick overview of what is Azure Blob or ADLS Gen2 in Azure. So basically Azure Blob and ADLS Gen2 are storage accounts in Azure, which is a resource provided by Azure to secure your data and store it through online and access it over any places. So you can able to store your data, and it is highly scalable. You can able to store your streaming audios, videos and your files, and you can able to securely access the data through internet. So there are several key features of Azure Blob Storage, and which allows you to store your data securely. So Azure allows you the robust storage security feature for your storage accounts, and there are different kinds of access tiers. You can able to store your highly accessible data in hot tiers, so which will allows you to work with a high throughput and low latency for your data, and you can able to store your log files in a cool or archive where the cost is comparatively lower. So there are different kinds of access tiers as well for your ADLS Gen2 or blob storage, and you can able to back up your data in multiple geo-redundant areas. So Azure will handle all those steps for you. So let us see what is an user assigned managed identity. So user assigned managed identity is a standalone service provided by Azure. So you need to buy a separate service for this. So you need to create a resource for user assigned managed identity, not just like a system assigned managed identity. You just need to create a separate resource for this. So it is moreover same as the system assigned managed identity, but in this user assigned managed identity you can able to configure additional flexible features, and you can able to create a single resource and assign it to multiple resources that you have created in your Azure. So there are several advantages and disadvantages of user assigned managed identity. So one of them are you can able to create a single service and reuse it in multiple service for your authentications, and this can able to highly securely store your credentials, and you can able to manage it easily through the single in resource that you have created under your subscription. So there are some drawbacks related to this user assigned managed identity. Those things are you need to create a separate resource for this. And so for a system assigned managed identity you just don't need to buy any external resources for this, but for user assigned managed identity you need to create a resource in Azure separately, and it is more slightly complex than system assigned managed identity. So you just need to configure few more steps than system assigned managed identity to authenticate your blob storage or Azure Data Lake Gen2 with this user assigned managed identity. So let me give a walkthrough of how we are going to perform the integration today. So we have Excel files in ADLS Gen2 account. So we are going to use Azure Data Factory pipelines with the copy activity. We are going to integrate that to the blob storage as a CSV files. So we are going to configure the linked service with the help of user assigned managed identity. So let us get into the Azure portal and start our live demonstration. So here I am inside my Azure portal. So first we need to create an resource for your user assigned managed identity. So to create a resource in Azure portal you just need to click on this create a resource. Once you have click on this create a resource, it will take you to the resources page where you can able to search for your particular resource. Let me search as user assigned managed identity. So in this suggestion, let me click on this user assigned managed identity. So in this marketplace, you can able to find all the resources related to your searches. So here you can see the first result is the user assigned managed identity. You can just click on this. And you can just click on create. So let me click on create. So under this, you need to select the subscription available for you. Currently I have only one subscription. Let me select this, and you need to click select this resource groups which is available for you. Let me select this Azure Data Factory resource group. So you need to select the region. So let me select as South India, and then finally you need to provide a name for your resource. Let me provide as user assigned identity. So let me just click on review and create, and then you can just click on create to create this user assigned managed identity. So currently the deployment is in progress. So the resource has been created. You can just click on go to resource. Here under the overview tab, you can able to find the client ID and the object ID for your user identity that you have created. So let us configure this identity with our Azure Data Factory. So let me click on the Azure Data Factory that we have created in our previous video. So in this Data Factory resource, you can just click on this settings where you can find the managed identities. You can just click on this. Here you can find the system assigned and user assigned. So we can just get into the user assigned. So here you can just add a new user assigned managed identity with the plus symbol. Here I can able to select the subscription available for you. Currently I have only one subscription. Under the subscription, it will list all the user assigned managed identity available for you. So let me click on this identity that we have created recently. Let me click on add. So this will add the identity to our Azure Data Factory. So once we have provided the authentication identity to the Data Factory, let us go to this Blob Storage, and we need to assign the necessary role for this identity. So we can able to configure the certain amount of level of access for your authentication. So it can be a blob reader, writer, or a contributor. So even it can be an admin access. So these are basically the storage account access specifications. So a viewer can able to view all the files available in the blob storage, and a writer can able to write the data into the blob storage. A contributor can able to delete, write, and read the files. So let me click on this add button. You can see the add role assignment. Let me click on this. So this will takes you to the role assignment page, where you can able to select the roles specific for your access authentication. So once it lists all the available roles, so from that let us filter out the storage blob contributor. So this role will provide the contributor access for our identity. So here you can see the storage blob data contributor. So here you can able to assign it for a user or a group of users or service principal. So we need to assign for a managed identity. So let me click on this. So under this managed identity, let us select on this members. So under this you can select the subscription available for you. Under this I am going to select the user assigned managed identity. So once you have selected the user assigned managed identity, it will show all the user assigned managed identities for you. Let me click on this and click on select. So it will list on the members available for you once you have added in this blob storage. So let me provide, if you need to provide any conditional access for this authentication, you can able to provide it. Let us go to this review and assign and click on review and assign. So this will add the role for the authentication to this blob storage. You can find it under this role assignments. So here let us just scroll down to find the user assigned managed identity which we have provided now, and we have this system assigned managed identity which we have created in our previous video. So now we are good to authenticate our blob storage with the help of user assigned managed identity. So let me go to this Azure Data Factory. So now we are under the Azure Data Factory. So let us go to this author tab, where you can able to develop your pipelines and you can able to perform your data integration. So here you can find the pipelines that we have created in our previous videos. So we can able to see the data sets available for us. So let me quickly click on a new pipeline. So let us create a new pipeline for our data integration. So let me rename this as pipeline underscore ADLS underscore to blob underscore user assigned. So here let me provide the copy activity under this move and transform. You can just drop it to the canvas, and here you can provide the name for your copy activity. Let me provide as copy Excel from ADLS to blob. So let me select the source dataset which we have already created in previous videos, which is the Excel file available in your Azure Data Gen2. Let me open this dataset. So here in this dataset we have provided a linked service which is pointing to the Azure Data Gen2. Let me open this. We have used the auto resolve integration runtime to connect to our Azure Data Gen2 with the account key authentication. We have provided the endpoint and the account key. So once we have configured the linked service, we have selected the Excel file from the sample folder under the demo directory, the test.excel file. So once we have configured the source, let us get into the sync. So here let me click on this new dataset to create a new dataset for us. So click on this Azure Blob Storage as the destination and continue, and let me select the CSV format and click on continue. So let me provide a name for our dataset. Let me take this as dataset underscore blob underscore CSV underscore user. So let us create a new linked service for this. So let me rename this to linked service underscore blob underscore user assigned. So we can able to select the integration runtime. So let it be auto resolve integration runtime. So in this authentication type, let me select as user assigned managed identity. You can select the subscription and the storage account under your subscription. So here you need to create a credential for your user assigned managed identity. You can just click on this new credential. So this will takes you to create a new credential. So let me create a new credential crd user assigned. So this will be type user assigned managed identity. So let me select the subscription. So once I have selected the subscription, it will list all the identities available for me. So here I have the user assigned managed identity associated with my data factory. So let me just click on this and click on create. So once the credential has been created, you can just click on this test connection. So now the test connection is succeeded. You can just click on create. So once you have created, you can just browse the file path where you have to load. Let me click on this sample container. Inside the sample container, I'm going to load the data. There is no files available for me inside this. Let me click on OK. So the destination file has to be test.csv. So as there is no files available for me in this folder, so let me click on none in this import schema option. So if the file is available, the Azure Data Factory will automatically import the schema from the file available for you. So let me check on this first row's header, as the file contains the header in this first row. So let me click on OK and create this dataset. So now we have configured the source and the sink as well. So likewise in other authentication type, you cannot able to debug the pipeline now. So we have created a credential which has to be published, so the Azure Data Factory can able to authenticate the credential. So before publishing the changes, if you try to run the pipeline, so let me just click on this debug, it will throws an error, the runtime error. So you can just click on this, it shows that the identity in the linked service is not valid and you need to publish before debugging the run. So you can just close this and we can publish the changes to the Azure Data Factory. So let me click on publish. So you can able to find the credential under the manage tab. So the publish has been completed. So under this manage tab, you can find the credentials under the security. So here you can see the credential that we have created just now, and let us go to the pipeline. So let me click on debug. So the pipeline is currently in progress. So now the pipeline has been succeeded. So let us go to this blob storage. So under the blob storage, let us navigate to the containers. So under the available containers, let us select this sample container. So under the sample container, you can able to find the text.csv file that we have moved recently has been available in the blob storage. So we have provided the user assigned managed identity to authenticate this dataset to our blob storage. So I hope you have understood how we can able to use user assigned managed identity and how we can able to create and configure with our storage account and Azure Data Factory. So if you find this video is helpful for you, please like and share with your friends, and please subscribe to the channel and watch all the videos in the Azure Data Factory playlist. Thank you for watching.